Well, the regular press is going to do everything that it possibly can to make the Tesla numbers today look like a big miss. All the headlines are going in that direction, when even just the smallest amount of analysis and realistic evaluation of what took place would show that it wasn't a miss. Was it an amazing beat? No, it wasn't that either. This is Randy Kirk. We're going to talk about all things Tesla with regard to the product, the company, the stock market, everything that's coming up this week that will be important in terms of how you view both the overall economy and the Tesla economy. So, hey, if you like this kind of content, be sure to let me know that you like it and subscribe, hit the notify button. I have so much stuff this week. In fact, I'm going to put a list below and the information below so you can see what's coming up this week, because it's just one thing after another that you are not going to want to miss on this channel. Also, of course, would love to have some more folks joining Patreon. Had quite a number of people joining Patreon last week. Thank you very much. You can't believe how much I appreciate it. Okay, let's talk about what happened today. So I'm sure you've already looked at a number of other YouTubers that have come out earlier today and explained what was going on. I have done the same thing. But let's look at what the important numbers were. Up until Thursday, and when Tesla put out the number of what Wall Street was expecting to happen with these numbers on Sunday, the number that Wall Street was expecting was 420, 419, 421. I think the actual number that Tesla put out was 421, but earlier in the week, it was 419. Gary Black was at 423, a great Twitter an analyst. I think Troy Teslike had jumped his numbers up to about 427, but that was the range of where things were. The press is now reporting that the number that the street had in mind was 432. I have no idea where they came up with that number. It was my number, 435 actually. I think I said 430 to 435. But what happened, and again, anybody that cares to dig into the numbers and pay a little bit of attention, the total miss, if there was a miss, even if there was a 10,000 unit miss, the entire miss was on S and X, not on Y. Y did fine. 3 did okay. S and X, almost exactly the number, almost exactly the miss was 10,000. And Tesla put out a note on that. They said, look, we're shifting the market on that. We're shifting where we're selling it. They didn't say all this. I'm adding to it. I'm putting my own spin on it. We're shifting inventories around to locations where we know we can sell more. And we know that they've just opened up China with the S and X. They've just opened up South Korea. I'm guessing that there's other markets where they're going right now. And so they indicated there's a lot of product in transition during the end of this quarter. So this is the story that Tesla's giving us. I just believe them until it's proven that otherwise. And I guess we'll have to wait for an entire another quarter to find out whether those 10,000 S's and X kind of slid through and became sales during the second quarter, along with a normal number of sales in the second quarter. So if you take those two things into consideration, the fact that the street, if they did increase their number, increased it like Friday night, I never saw this increase. The first time I ever heard of a 432 number was today with these different press reports saying that that was the number. However, having said all that, what does that mean for Monday? My guess is that Tesla is going to take a shellacking. Well, I don't know, it may not be that horrible, but it might drop back down below 200. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody really knows. A lot of the increase on Friday, if you listen to my reporting on Friday, I didn't think that that reporting was based on a lot of, I don't think the increase on Friday was based a ton on whether there was going to be a giant increase by Tesla in the numbers compared to what people were expecting. I think that a big increase on Friday was due that the market was excited. The market was increasing, especially the go-go stocks, all the ARK Invest type stocks, all the growth stocks, the risky growth stocks, which is where Tesla is still seen as a risky growth stock. So I don't think that this is, I think this is the main reason But I'm going to tell you, for that same reason, the market is going to be down on Monday. Those growth stocks are going to lose everything that they gained on Monday. And we'll get into that in a minute when we talk about the macro, what's happening with the market overall. Okay, so what is this? What is it? More important to me by far than what this will do to the quarter and what this does to the stock market on Monday is what it means for earnings coming up on the 19th. And by the way, that date was confirmed. So the fact that Tesla is doing it on the 19th and not the 26th would assume that Tesla thinks that the information, that the earnings report is going to be a good one. They could have left it until the 26th if they thought it was not that great. The 19th was kind of what I expected, everybody expects, but that has been confirmed. So I'm suggesting, as I did on Friday, as I did last Wednesday, that there will, and as I did in a special report that I put out yesterday morning that you might want to take a look at if you haven't yet, I put out a big report on Saturday morning talking about the beat on total revenues, the beat on margins, and therefore a big beat on earnings. I expect all three of those things to happen. Can you guess why? Well, the big reason is because of Lathrop, but the other big reason is, and I explained it in great detail, if you want to go take a look at that video, explain in great detail that I think the margins will be much higher than expected. I'm saying 23 to 25, could be even better, but I'm saying 23 to 25 for now. And I explain, I think I gave 9 reasons why those margins are going to be higher. Anyway, okay, so now the other thing that I'm excited about, looking at the numbers for the first quarter, is what does that mean for the year? And so you take 440 produced, all right? You know that Tesla reported today that they hit 4,000 per week in Austin on Model Y. They reported last week that they hit 5,000 per week in Berlin. That shows a rate of increase of almost 1,000 per month over the last month. So I'm expecting 1,000 per month increase from both places over the next 3 months. Now, what does that mean? Well, that would mean roughly you're looking at 3 times 13 or 39, you're looking at almost 40,000 more Ys being produced in Berlin and 40,000 being produced in Austin. Let's cut that by a bit just for fun, to be conservative. Let's say 30,000 each. That'd be 60,000. You know that we missed by 20,000 in Shanghai because of holidays. So that puts you at 80,000 up. Well, that would mean 520,000 being produced next month. I'm sorry, next quarter, 520,000 being produced next quarter. Well, you multiply, if that's the run rate then at that point, which is already 2,800,000, I mean, 2,080,000. So you're almost at 2.1 as of the end of the second quarter, if I'm right. And then you're going to increase again in the third quarter. And then you're going to add in more semis and more Cybertrucks. Anyway, my 2.21 number for the total year is still totally what I believe is going to happen, except I think it might be higher. But 2.21, I think, is a slam dunk. And other people now have been coming in and confirming that number. My stretch goal is 2.3. All right, that's way over the expectations of the street until they change the narrative, change their story. Anyway, so also coming up this week is Bradford Ferguson has promised to give us his Lathrop numbers. He sat there for 5 days and counted the number of megapacks that were coming out of the Lathrop factory. And he's promised that this is the week he reveals. So I'm trying to get him on the show, but I'm sure he'll put it on his own YouTube channel and before he comes on my show. So watch for that. Maybe you want to go on his channel and hit that you want to be subscribing and notified on his channel as well. But anyway, whatever that number is, I'm thinking it's over 10 because he kind of gave me a wink and a nod with regard to 10 a day, which said to me, oh, it's more than 10 a day. So we'll see what happens. But depending on what that number is, maybe some people that wouldn't otherwise pay that much attention might start to pay attention. We also know that next week Elon is going to China. I think it's going to take place in this 7-day period, maybe not. I said the other day he was going to meet Chairman Xi. That turns out not to be true. He's meeting the premier, whose name I don't remember. Or he's trying to meet the premier. I'm not sure that's confirmed yet. So he's going to be going over there to China anyway, slapping hands. Maybe he'll do another dance. Congratulating Shanghai on all the good things that they've been doing. Will there be an announcement? I think there will be an announcement of a Shanghai megapack factory, and I think it will be bigger than Lathrop in terms of production capacity. I'm saying 80 to 100 gigawatts instead of the 40 supposed at Lathrop at this time. Stated by Tesla, by the way, 40 is their stated number. I think the Lathrop number will go up, but I think Shanghai will be at 100. I'm going to do a video this week. I'll put it down below which day, and I'll try to keep to those days that I promise in the numbers, in the videos, in the information below. But I'm going to do a video where I'm going to project where I think the various megapack factories are going to go and in what order, and how much gigawatts out of each of those that I think they're going to do. And I'm going to give you the reasons why I think that these will be the locations that are selected. I'll love to hear your feedback on that one, hear your comments. All right. So the market overall feels to me like it wants to get going, but I don't think this is going to be the week that happens, because just before I started recording this video today, OPEC decided to cut their deliveries by over 1 million barrels per day. This is not a good thing for anybody except maybe Tesla, because as the price of oil and the price of gas goes up, that usually is going to cause the value of car companies that are in the electric, the EV space, to go up, because makes the value of a BEV car more if oil and gas prices go up. We normally have increases in gas prices in the spring anyway. So with OPEC doing this, we saw an immediate increase in the after hours information, with oil going back over $80 a barrel, around 81 last time I checked. So from 75 on Friday to 81 in these after hour numbers. Who knows what will happen on Monday morning? It could go higher. At least for now, that number is still around where the oil prices were the first couple of months of the year. So it's not a dramatic increase yet, but it could be. And if that increases gas prices and diesel prices, then you know what's going to happen. It's going to ripple through the economy. It's going to mess up the trend we were on in terms of inflation, because oil and gas, if you've heard me say this a million times, it has a huge impact throughout the economy on everything from transportation to plastic products. So this is really bad news. I don't think the market's going to like it. And so I think that the market will be down on Monday because of this. I think Tesla will be down because of the supposed miss, and because maybe some people were jumping in on Friday hoping for a beat, because Tesla might also be coming down a bit because it's seen as a growth risk stock, and all of that category will go down. I also expect bonds to pop to the yield to go up on Monday as a result of this OPEC move, which will also be a drag on the growth stocks. So all of that's not very good. That could continue out throughout the week. Obviously, other news could pop in that would change some of that. But for now, as best as I can tell, and what do I know? I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not a stock analyst. I'm just somebody like you who happened to think I could share some interesting information on YouTube. And so far, you guys seem to like it. So please like and share and tell other people about these wonderful videos that we're producing here if you like them. Maybe you don't like them and you don't want to tell anybody. Anyway, okay. So that is my prediction for the coming week. Oh, there's one more thing, of course, that's coming out next week. You're probably already aware of this, but on Friday, we get the employment numbers. So the Fed wants the unemployment number to tick up again to 3.8 or 3.9. That's what they would like to see. The Fed would like the hours worked, the average hours worked, to go down. I think last week it might have been at just a little over 40. I can't remember actually, so don't quote me on that. I'm thinking that That's what the Fed would like. They'd like that number to come down, and they would like the percentage wage increase year over year to go down to like 3 or 2.5 or 2. They'd love to see that happen. If that happened, the market will go up in response to it. I don't think any of those things are going to happen. This is just my prediction. I don't have any inside information. I have no more knowledge than you do. I'm just a pundit, and I'm suggesting pundit. Somebody told me the other day I put an N in there. So pundit. I'm just one more pundit with an opinion that may be worth nothing. I'm saying that the unemployment rate stays the same at 3.6, maybe even drops back down to 3.5 or 3.4. I'm saying the hours worked stays about flat, and I'm saying that the wage increase will still be in the 4% range. That's my opinion, and that will have no effect on stock prices on Monday following that release, if I'm right. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all I got for you today. Tomorrow, man, I just can't begin to tell you the stuff that's coming, but I will tell you one. Tomorrow morning, I think in the morning, yes, in the morning, I've got Scott on again, and Scott is going to tear down the Optimus robot. Even though he doesn't have one, he's going to tear it down virtually, piece by piece, show us every part, how it works, how it's integrated with the other pieces, how he'll talk about the difficulty or lack of difficulty of assembling it. He'll talk about the difficulty or lack of a difficulty of being able to produce parts in scale, but it's going to be piece by piece. This is a real nerd out unit. You got to be a nerd to like this. You know, maybe if you're just kind of wandering by and want to see what Scott has to say, he's such an entertaining guest. I love having him on. So that's tomorrow morning. And tomorrow afternoon, yes, I'm going to do it tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to do a video on the 5 pillars of Tesla. And that'll be talking about the 5 major categories of sales for Tesla going forward. And I'm going to talk about why they're the 5 pillars and why maybe it's no use even hardly paying attention to the other 6 kind of divisions of Tesla, because the street is never going to care about them. So that's going to be, I think that's tomorrow afternoon. Again, look in the information below to see. I'm going to put a whole list of what to expect for the week. All right. Thank you very much for watching. It's been great talking to you.